What is quality? Quality is the customer's perception of the value of the supplier's work output. It is a perceived degree of excellence with a minimum usually set forth by the customer and defines the extent to which products, services, processes, and relationships are free from defects, constraints, and items which do not add value for customers. Now, let's watch the video lecture for more understanding.
What is quality? Quality has various connotations and different meanings to different people, right from a layman to the head of an organization. It varies depending on the need of the individual. However, common sense tends to equate quality with good. The quality of something is decided by the criteria being applied to it. Something might be good because it is useful, beautiful, or simply because it exists. The meaning for the term quality has developed over time. Various interpretations are given below. A. Degree to which a set of inherent characteristics fulfills requirements, as in ISO 9000. B. Conformance to requirements. Philip B. Crosby in the 1980s. C. Fitness for use. Joseph M. Juran. Fitness is defined by the customer. D. Quality consists of the capacity to satisfy wants. Edwards. E. Quality is the degree to which a specific product satisfies the wants of a specific consumer. Gilmore. However, the American Society for Quality (ASQ) defines quality as a subjective term for which each person has his or her own definition. In technical usage, quality can have two meanings. One, the characteristics of a product or service that bear on its ability to satisfy stated or implied needs. Two, a product or service free of deficiencies. Quality is critical to any service delivery or business. It has been defined as fundamentally relational, as an ongoing process of building and sustaining relationships by assessing, anticipating, and fulfilling stated and implied needs. Even those definitions of quality that are not expressly relational have an implicit relational character.
Quality is the degree to which a commodity meets the requirements of the customer at the start of its life. Customers judge quality through their perceptions. Over the years, business has had to find a way to define and measure quality so that the companies can make products and deliver services to definable standards their customers will accept. Let's consider an example to have a general insight of the quality concept. I want to buy vascular stents for my hospital. Can you please suggest options?
Ma'am, I have various brands available. Kindly tell me what qualities are you looking for?
I want quality stents which can be imaged easily while placing and should be cost effective. There is an urgent need to place a vascular stent to prevent your blood vessel from collapsing.
Please do whatever you feel is right for me. My only concern is that my current problem should be resolved and the vascular stent should not trouble me in future.
Our stents are of high quality without any doubt.
We have the minimum number of defects and replacements among all stents available in the market. These stats clearly indicate the quality of our stents.
Thus, all have different definitions for quality of the same thing and all are very valid.
History of quality. Beginning of Industrial Revolution. Origin of quality movement can be traced back to medieval Europe, where craftsmen began organizing into unions called guilds in the late 13th century. US manufacturing based their performance from the Europeans. Young boys learned a skilled trade while serving as an apprentice to a master. Since most craftsmen sold their goods locally, each had a tremendous personal stake in meeting customers' needs for quality. Masters maintained a form of quality control by inspecting goods before sale so that they do not lose customers.
The factory system. This system, with its emphasis on product inspection, started in Great Britain in the mid-1750s and grew into the Industrial Revolution in the early 1800s. It began to divide the craftsmen's trades into specialized tasks. Quality in the factory system was ensured through the skill of laborers, supplemented by audits and/or inspections. Since the tasks were divided, defects were easily traced and reworked, if possible. Scientific management. Late in the 19th century, the United States adopted a new management approach developed by Frederick Winslow Taylor, whose goal was to increase productivity without increasing the number of skilled craftsmen. Though this approach led to remarkable rise in productivity, it had significant drawback. Workers were once again stripped of their dwindling power, and the new emphasis on productivity had a negative effect on quality.
Life of Taylor. Taylor, born in Philadelphia, prepared for college at Phillips Academy in Exeter, NH, and was accepted at Harvard. His eyesight failed and he became an industrial apprentice in the Depression of 1873. At Exeter, he was influenced by the classification system invented by Melville Dewey in 1872, Dewey Decimal System. In 1878, he became a machine shop laborer at Midway Steel Company. In the following book, he describes some of his promotions to gang boss, foreman, and finally chief engineer. He introduced time motion studies in 1881 with ideas of Frank B. and Lillian M. Gilbreth, strong personalities immortalized in books by their dozen children, such as Cheaper by the Dozen. In 1883, he earned a degree by night study from Stevens Institute of Technology, which now archives his papers and has announced plans to put them online. He became general manager of Manufacturing Investment Company in 1890 and then a consulting engineer to management. Taylor's ideas clearly enunciated in his writings and were widely misinterpreted. Employers used time and motion studies simply to extract more work from employees at less pay. Unions condemned speed-ups and the lack of voice in their work that Taylorism gave them. Quality and productivity declined when his principles were simplistically instituted. To remedy the quality decline, factory managers created inspection departments to ensure that the defective products do not reach customers. If defective product did reach the customer, it was more common for upper managers to ask the inspector, "Why did we let this get out?" than to ask the production manager, "Why did we make it this way to begin with?"
Statistical quality control. The beginning of the 20th century marked the inclusion of processes in quality practices. Walter Shewhart, a statistician for Bell Laboratories, began to focus on controlling processes in the mid-1920s, making quality relevant not only for the finished product but for the processes that created it. Shewhart's concepts are referred to as statistical quality control, SQC. World War II. During this period, quality became an important safety issue. Unsafe military equipment was clearly unacceptable, and the U.S. Armed Forces inspected virtually every unit produced to ensure that it was safe for operation. To ease the problems without compromising product safety, the armed forces began to use sampling inspection to replace unit-by-unit inspection.